Wind farms in Michigan are greatly expanding in response to a demand of renewable energy sources. The believers and the skeptics continue to voice opinions on which side bears more weight, the benefits or the hindrance. The construction of wind farms is said to have a direct effect on wildlife, agriculture, and the overall property value. In the areas with significant amounts of turbines, bird populations have decreased and migration patterns disrupted.
It's actually been a boon to the industry. The only thing you're really losing out on is the very small footprint of the turbine, which is about circle with a 16-foot diameter plus an access road that you as a farmer are given 100% rights to use as part of your farming operation. And the farmers around here, they just love it because they've got more ways in and out of the fields. They've got roads that they can park their heavy equipment on for harvest, planting, etc. And then they're also getting that lease payment every year. The wind farm, it's just that, it's a farm. The farmers will farm right around it, right up to the turbines. It's still a farmer's land. They can do anything they want on it at any time they want on it, and the benefit stays with that piece of property. If a farmer wants to sell, let's say his 100-acre field and has 2 turbines on it, the income of those 2 turbines does not go to the farmer. It goes to the next owner of that property. So it's guaranteed bankable income for the next purchaser of that property. So the value of that farm ground actually has gone up.
Although most say the noise from the turbines cannot reach high enough decibels to disturb people, some residents near the farms say they have experienced the distinctive turbine noise as a distraction.
Around here, the noise really hasn't been an issue in this wind farm. Again, as a township zoning official, we wrote the zoning to put the turbines at a quarter-mile setbacks from residences. Unless you were an actual leaseholder, then the turbine could be allowed closer. They're not a dangerous machine by any means.
I look if the good outweighs the bad. I mean, you got to take some noise every now and then. I mean, if your electric bill is cheaper, I mean, why the heck not?
In Huron County, I believe we have over a dozen full-time employees, and these are not simple minimum wage jobs. These are very high-paying, high-skilled jobs that take a lot of training and a lot of constant training, I should say. Unlike other sources of energy, wind is a very community supportive form of energy. Case in point, if you want to put up, say, a 100 megawatt wind farm, there could be 30 or 40 individual families that will receive nearly lifetime payments for the operation of that wind farm, several $1,000s a year guaranteed for, let's say, 20, 25, 30 years.
Often people's main concern is where the money is coming from and how it will affect them financially.
When the antis speak of the negativity of wind, they like to say, well, it's nothing but a big government subsidized, bunch of baloney, so to speak. And, there's a lot of people around here in this section of Michigan, especially in the Ubly area, that claim, that the only reason there's turbines in Ubly is because of all the hundreds of millions of dollars of government taxes that went to build it. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. There is no check that any developer ever gets from the government other than the savings, that little bit of savings. After they pay their taxes, they can excuse that 2 cents per kilowatt, after they've had to pay their taxes, which means they've had to make their hundreds of millions of dollars of investment.
Well, you can tell just society's way of use of fossil fuels such as coal, oil. At a global rate, we use that far too much, and I don't think over probably the next 50 years we won't be able to sustain that. Our consumption you can see in like gas prices rising, coal prices rising, even natural gas to some extent. They all have risen higher than what inflation would provide. So you never really know. I think we got to always look for some natural form of electrical power.